So coming off of chapter 1067, we saw that CP0 was entering Egghead Island. They were like pulling up at the dock and they said that they were requesting permission. And we see Lucci, Stussy, Kaku wearing their masks, which we hadn't seen them wearing their masks before. I mean, we knew that they had them because we at least saw them on the table. And I know a lot of people were like, well, only the strongest CP0 members wear masks. That's what it said. It's like, look at the table. They have masks. When they pull up, they say that we have eyewitnesses, that Jewelry Bonnie is on Egghead, which is true. But we also know that they're here to kill Vegapunk, along with all of the Vegapunks. Coming to the end of that sequence in 1067, Shaka Vegapunk says, reply to the ship, tell it to unload the Seraphim and leave. But then he says, prepare to fight. We're refusing entry to the world government. So I guess that means that we're
going to war.
Going to fight CP0, and that comes to the title of the video. Like, how strong is CP0 right now?
Dude, I love Lucci and Kaku as much as the next guy. I love the world government as much as the next guy, but I just can't imagine them pulling out the W, right? If they assassinate the Vegapunks, sure, why not? I can give them that W. But defeating the Straw Hats on top of that, and defeating all the Seraphim, potentially defeating Sword if they swing by as well, like, I just can't see it. Like, the odds are actually stacked against them. You know, I can assume that Lucci, Kaku got stronger over the time skip, but are they strong enough to, like, give Luffy a challenge, though? I guess that's the real question that comes to mind.
Luffy? Hell no. There's only, like, a handful of characters right now that could beat Luffy.
Especially Gear 5th.
Gear 5th. Course. The other question remains, it's like, who else can go against CP0 here? They might run into Zoro, because Zoro and Brook stayed behind on the Sunny. And I don't know where they are in relation to where CP0 is docking right now, but it seems like maybe that's why they stayed behind. I assume they stayed behind because something was going to happen. Like, it's something special for them.
They have some purpose, Would Zoro lose or, you know, be given extreme diff when it comes to fighting Lucci or Kaku, though?
But speaking of that, it's like, how strong could CP0 be? Or more so Lucci. Lucci's like the main guy here. You know, Kaku, we haven't seen him do anything. Stussy, she killed that one guy, Dufeld, I think his name was. So on their cover story, we didn't see them train or anything. They kind of just recovered and were hunt down by that one section of the Marines, but then they suddenly just rejoined the Marines and became CP0.
Yeah, under unknown circumstances even.
Exactly. And then the time skip happened. So that's where I suppose we have to account for most of their growth, just like everybody else. It's just like, hey, they just got stronger over the time skip and that's it. So I guess Lucci's big feat was single-handedly taking down Leo and Sai at the Reverie. Now, he messed up Leo, like just threw him pretty much and, like, I don't know, put him down for the count, but that's Leo.
That's Leo. Yeah, he's like, what, like an inch tall? Like, come on.
Yeah, and then he, like, just leveled Sai with a kick. Now, that doesn't mean he beat Sai. He caught him off guard, knocked him back. It's not like Sai was down. Like, Sai did get up after it, but Sai, I think, is a somewhat of a good parameter for where Lucci could be, because Sai beat Lao Ji and he beat Don Jinjiao, who has a 500 million bounty. So, you know, that's something.
Yeah, he's kind of strong. And the hard thing with Lucci, too, is that all of his other feats are in movies, right?
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up, because I want to talk about
Film Gold.
Them. Yeah.
Film Gold, he was squaring off against Saba, who has the Mare no Mi. In Stampede, he also came in to cut off Bullet's arm, I believe, or at one point. So it's like, you know, they're kind of touting Lucci to be stronger post-time skip. But even then, like, it's not canon, but Oda still had a part to play in it, so it is kind of canon. It's just so hard, because no matter what, though, I really don't think he's Yonko level. I'm gonna put that on the thumbnail. I mean, it's crazy, because if you say that Lucci is Yonko level, then you're saying that he's, like, stronger than Gear 5th Luffy, as strong as Kaido, as strong as Big Mom, which is not an easy pill to swallow, because if the world government had somebody who was Yonko level, they probably would have, like, gotten rid of some of the emperors already, right?
If the world government does have Yonko level guys, it's like the admirals, pretty much.
Yeah, it's solely the admirals, and it's probably just Akainu, Kizaru, and Aokiji.
So I would say Lucci, being fair, he's like Yonko commander level. Probably.
Oh, yeah.
Going back to Film Gold, he clashes with Sabo. And the interesting little reveal in that sequence is that Lucci has hockey. Like, he had hockey. And hockey, which I guess it kind of goes without saying. Like, he pretty much has to have hockey. It would be weird if he didn't. And the last thing to go over with Lucci here is his feat from Stampede. Now, before I go any further, we already talked about it. The movie canon, debatable. Not even really debatable. In my opinion, it's not canon. I don't care if Yuta was in the manga for a shadowy panel. She's not canon. It just makes things more difficult than they need to be. In Stampede, aside from what Lucci does to Douglas Bullet, he clashes with Sanji, like leg clashes.
Yeah.
And they're pretty much even. So, I mean, at least from that one sequence. And then right after that, Crocodile clashes with Zoro.
Yeah, that is fan baiting.
But then we found out that Crocodile has a 1.9 billion bounty. We didn't know that at that time.
No, we did not. This was pre all of that.
So it's like
I can't even use that as power scaling. I mean, maybe
no.
Okay, so here's a hot question: Lucci versus Sanji right now. Like Lucci makes it on the island, Sanji's there to fight him on shore, 1v1. No one's around them. Who do you think's taking the cake? I'm gonna go with Sanji.
I would have said it would have been really competitive before I saw Sanji have like his weird power up against Queen. Now Sanji should just be able to destroy him, right?
Yeah,
because
I would assume so,
unbelievably
right?
powerful.
Like he mid-diffed Queen even. Like Sanji just like he beat Queen and then he was just kind of chilling for a second. Yeah, he passed out, but he had a long day at work, so
I'm saying
I'll give him that.
The third round of that fight was a squash. Like he just annihilated him, and I was like surprised by that.
Bro, Queen was shocked the entire time. He said, "Wait, is this guy invisible?" Like, no, he's just moving so fast I can't see him. Like, come on. Yeah, I'd give it to Sanji. I would say like it's pretty high diff. Like it wouldn't be an easy fight, but I feel like if we wanted a good fight for Lucci and Kaku and Stussy, you have to remove the monster trio, in my opinion. Like get rid of Luffy, Zoro, Sanji. Like they're off, they're doing something else. Give everybody else a time to shine. Also, Luffy is one of the few characters that doesn't realize that CP0 is here, right?
No. Well,
yeah.
I guess the main Vegapunk group doesn't know. Shaka knows. That's Shaka's group.
They should all like be relying or relaying information to one another, but we don't know if OG Vegapunk told Luffy like, hey, by the way, Lucci is here. Do you think Guernica and Maha and the bozos from Wano, do you think they're the same level as Lucci since they had masks on? Since that's like the rhetoric we're kind of going with.
I mean, I guess we're supposed to think that, but I just have a feeling that Lucci's going to be like he's going to be just as strong as like King for some reason.
I hope so.
I don't know why I feel that.
Like if there was a bad guy to get like a Zoan awakening, I feel like Lucci and Kaku, they'd be my top picks.
That would be amazing. See, that would be a great way to just up the ante. Like, oh, I have an awakening, and just because I do, it's like,
yeah, I got stronger.
Me. Yeah, works for me.
Yeah,
but
the hard part is because like we've seen Luffy doing like push-ups and training throughout the 2-year time skip. We don't see Lucci doing nothing. Like he ran away from the government in like 2 or 3 cover pages, and then hey, look, he's CP0 now.
Yeah, maybe that will be revealed how. Like he did training over the time skip, and then he proved his strength to the world government. They were like, okay, you're CP0. You got it. Maybe he.
And then they looked over at Stussy and Maha and they said, wow, you guys are great too.
It's like, I guess you guys can join too.
Participation trophies.
Yeah, pretty much.